Hello, everybody. This is a second run today at our video. Our brilliant and charming videographer. I was 15 minutes into the show, and she told me that it wasn't turned on. So I'm embarrassing her on purpose. It's on, ma'am. That's for sure. Our video today is going to be about young people and about our youth and our community, and we really want to talk about them because we have some special things planned in the future which we're not prepared to divulge specifically yet, because the government, if you say it's out there and it's not, then you're a liar.
Yeah.
And Mr. Chestnut and I aren't liars. So we'll be talking about some things, but not specifically. You'll have to wait a little bit longer for that. My second year of teaching was in 1970. My first year was at Marietta Elementary School under the legendary Mr. P.E. Shaw, principal. And then they moved me up here to the high school because I think they had a guilt complex that my talents were really needed in the high school. So I came up here, and I was fortunate enough to get a chance to know the late Charles Williamson, who was a dear friend of mine, carpentry teacher at the high school. And I was really, really fortunate to get thrown into a group of young people that I came to accept as almost like my family.
Yeah.
One of them sits on our town board today. It's Jan Tedder Rogers. And so Charles and I decided we should do something for the kids, and we opened up a youth center on Thompson Street. He did the remodeling, he did the carpentry. He didn't want to trust me with a hammer and a nail and a saw, especially not a saw. I arranged for the town council to let us have a building, and they paid the rent, which wasn't much in 1970. That was 50 plus years ago. So we opened up the Fairmont Youth Center, first one ever, only one ever. Where I have to tell you the story is that it ended in 1973 because I was offered a job as summer recreation director. And I figured I could do a bigger job on a larger level, helping kids and adults and others throughout the community rather than just have a youth center where a few kids came after the school was out and on weekends and like that. So I took that job and lasted for 10 years, for 10 weeks in the summer. And then my dear friend Kirk Nobles and I went into business, and we stayed in business till 1990. So technically from 1973 to 1990, there was no youth center for kids. Wow. There was nowhere for kids to go here. If they played Little League ball, if they went to the beach, if they went to the swimming pool over on Murphy Street. But other than that, they had nowhere to go and nothing to do and nowhere to hang out. Yeah. And I've never forgiven myself for that. And I'm going to do something in the future to correct that. But what we need in this town, Mr. Chestnut, and you agree with me, is a place for kids to hang out. Not a place that's violent, not a place that's corruptible, but a nice, harmonious place for kids to hang out. And to socially motivate themselves and others and learn about other people. African Americans and Native Americans and white kids can all hang out together and learn about each other and enjoy TV together and have dances together. That's what we need. And so I know that you have special plans. Maybe you can share some of those in an oblique way without going into specifics. But that's what we need to talk about is what are we going to do for the young people of Fairmont in the days and months to come?
Most definitely. And as you sit there and talk about it, Mr. Mayor, so many things are going through my mind about today's youth and opportunities that may or may not be there. When you see families having problems with their children, and you hear conversations that are had with DSS and Child Protective Services, they always talk about a child being in an environment that is able to thrive. We could be part of that conversation by having a safe space for our youth in our community.
Yeah.
A place where they can thrive. And we're not just talking about, food, water, and shelter. I think our parents do a pretty good job, acting on those three things. But putting them in an environment where they can build bonds with kids at their school, kids in their neighborhood, kids that live in their neighborhoods that go to school elsewhere, to make a better Fairmont for the future of our children. Give them activities to do, and make it a place, like you said, that you can cultivate relationships with people that don't look like us. You know?
The scary thing is, it's not scary, it's unusual. I taught high school for 44 years, 1 year of 7th and 8th grade, and after that, 44 years. I was around young people. One of the groups that put in a bid and a presentation to our town board for what is now our library.
Correct.
I'm the person that got the guy to give us the building for free. And we were thinking about a youth center. And we had 8 or 9 groups that came in and made presentations. We had a group that come from Laurinburg, STEM group. And when they finished their presentation down the hall here in our town hall, I waited and let them get through, and I said, are any of you currently holding a teaching certificate in North Carolina? We have. Are you doing it now? No. What you're proposing is to ask kids to come in at 3:30 after school, and from 3:30 to 5 o'clock have STEM presentations, science, technical, something in math. I don't know. Engineering and math. I said that this is after 7.5 hours of a kid being told, sit here. Yes, you can go to the bathroom. No, you can't. This is what you have for lunch. If you don't want it, you don't eat. Raise your hand before you speak. For 7.5 hours of that, I've been through it for 44 years. You're going to actually let a kid walk 2 blocks and walk into another building and give him 2.5 more hours of that before his parents picks him up. I said, sir, ma'am, this is what's going to happen. You may get him one day, 2 days later, mama, please don't make me go back down there again. Right. That's exactly what's going to happen at the supper table, and you'll lose them. But we feel, as I understand you feel, that it's valuable stuff.
Yes.
Kids need social contact.
Most
they
definitely.
Need to, let's draw this together. I'll beat you in battle cry. Let's play Minecraft. They need that. Let's watch sit down and watch TV. Let's play ping pong. Let's shoot a game of pool. That's what they need.
Yes. They need to be able to be in the same building, build relationships
and
with each other.
Decompress from 7.5 hours of being ordered around.
And, in the big scheme of things, and again, not being specific, but a multi-use space where they can play games, where they can do events together, like dances or, grade level parties.
And we could bring in people
Yes.
that will instruct them on things that are culturally important to them, like art lessons.
Yes, and not even that, but, our staff is here in town. We can have mentorship programs, and they can go out and ride with a police officer one day, or go and see a fire truck one day. This is what we want to do for our youth. We want to not only create a vibrant space for them, a safe space, but also introduce to them other opportunities that they may not see at home, just sitting in a bedroom playing a video game all day. Talk to somebody, another kid with different experiences, and build closer bonds, and get out in the community, and have peers that they can come up with projects together. Our idea is to create an environment where they have more input, into what's going on in town. Having them in a consolidated place gives us the answers on how to retain our youth here in Fairmont for the future.
You've ridden by people's houses and their garages and their chained in back lots that have beware of the dog, right? Sometimes it's not a dog there. So the point I'm trying to make with this next little piece is this. Governments should not say there's a dog in the backyard just to try and scare you off if there's not really a dog there.
That's right.
What I'm going to say now is as close to the actual truth as you're going to get today from us. Fairmont has a plan in place.
Yes.
Mr. Chestnut and I are not going to divulge that today. It's not the right time. We still got the dog sign out. But we are going to move toward the very thing we've been talking about for the last 10 to 15 minutes.
Yes, sir.
And at the appropriate time, we're going to open that process up, and people will say, oh my goodness, this is wonderful. Oh wow. Oh my God. Because it's going to be a nice situation.
Yes.
But we're not there yet. Bear with us. But Fairmont is going to have a place in the future for young people to have their social lives enhanced, right, Mr. Chestnut?
Most definitely, Mr. Mayor. I just, as we have these conversations, you're using our youth ambassadors to collect information on behalf of the youth because it's their facility. And we'll just see what that roadmap looks like over the next few months, Mr. Mayor. So I'm looking forward to it.
We got surveys that are out now in the high school, the middle school, the charter schools possession right now. And when we get those back and get them all written out, Mr. Chestnut and I will review them, and we'll make that available to the town board members and the public if they wish to see them. And that's the core, the basis of what we're going to go forward on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But you stand by, ladies and gentlemen. It's now the 22nd of 22nd of September. You stand by. A couple more months, you'd be surprised what you might be seeing in
that's right.
sleepy little old Fairmont. And you young people, listen to me now. If you turned on YouTube, listen to me now. This is the way I do it in high school. Listen to me now. There is going to be a place for you in the sun. You have my word on that. And his.
Yes, sir.